one time we had a glass factory in Texarkana out along the KCS Railroad on the southern part of town. It's rather an interesting thing. Evidently they had a sand deposits around here that was satisfactory for building, making glass. And at that time, a man had a long pipe, and he would reach into this molten glass and get a gob of it on the end of the pipe. The pipe was hollow, and then he had a break in the floor, maybe a couple of feet wide, and he would blow on that. I don't know whether you've ever heard of glass blowing or not, but it took a man with quite a good size lung capacity, and he'd blow on the pipe, and then he'd swing it down in this slot, and it would become elongated, and the thing would get to be maybe around 5 or 6 feet wide, and the glass would just come out into a cylinder with half a sphere on the end, and then they'd cut that out, and then while it was still hot, then they'd put it on a flat plate and make plate glass out of it. That's the way they made it.
Glass plant. Now that was a great industry in the days that I was growing up. And it was also a sort of recreational center because periodically the church or the schools would chaperone a group to take us out there to see the glass blown, and it was a work of art. And then we would always be given hand-blown souvenirs to bring home with us. I wish I had some of them. We have some of them in the museum, which are treasures now. But we learned also that the life expectancy of the men who blew the glass was very, very short because the glass particles got into their lungs and ate them up. And it would be more attuned to what we know as emphysema now, except it was faster. The men died very young who had this talent to blow the glass. But the furnaces were very, very hot, and the heat was terrible. You had to stand way back from it.